What's up, everyone? It is me, Jarrett, over here at VXVision1394, back with another Will It Work. And this one, after the past two videos that I've done, and they worked out pretty well. Camcorders were in good, cosmetic condition and functioning condition. They both ended up selling on eBay for good values. I wanted to unbox this one because this was one where I made some errors, like emotional errors and like just knowledge-wise. I shouldn't. I think it all revolves or is a result from on auctions you can get emotionally attached to the bidding process and just wanting to win, and that is one of the dumbest ways to do it. So as you can see here, I've got some notes, and I wrote it was dumb because it really was. I didn't know that from the start, but I could have. And why I say that, this auction was done with a company on the East Coast. I'm in California, and they were in Maryland. So that's my first red flag, which isn't necessarily a red flag, but it should have been my first alert, and it was, of saying, I have to calculate shipping into this. Into the auction, you've always got to think about shipping too. So going from California to the East Coast, opposite sides of the United States, the shipping is of course going to be higher. And yeah, I guess I'll get into why that can and can't be a problem. So as you can see in the picture of the auction, I really had limited stuff, and this is where it kind of confused me, because I like auctions where they give you limited information sometimes. That alienates other people from maybe doing the same thing. They really have to do their research just like I'm doing. So sometimes auction companies will lay it out. This is a TRV520. Here's detailed images so people can get a really good idea of values and what's included in condition when the pictures are better. That's good, but that makes it easier for everybody. So in this case, sometimes I like to see auctions that are not done so well, because that might tell me the auction house isn't the most knowledgeable on what they have. And sometimes people can't do their information if they're not really versed on this stuff, and it makes them hard, or it makes it harder for them to calculate a good estimated value of what this, or what something might be worth. So in the picture, you can see that it's a Sony Hi8 camcorder. It looks like a really early model of the Hi8s. And typically, I think in that body design, they were 8mm. So this was an early Hi8, I believe. Not much. It looks like it was in rough, again, in the picture, rough condition. It did have a sealed tape. I see a charger a little bit in there, but that's all you could really see. And I'm at first thinking, cool, because I ended up winning the auction for $22 with the final value fees, or the auctions have premiums or percentages that the auction house collects. So regardless, after all that stuff and tax, I won this one for $25.30, which I thought, okay, that's cool, because the tape, even if the camcorder doesn't work, maybe some of the accessories, at this point, I'm hoping. I get used to eBay shipping, because when you've sold for a number of years, you get discounts and for being a seller on eBay. So I'm not paying a retail rate when I deal with shipping. So I had in my mind, even on the East Coast, I was thinking the shipping at the most was going to be 25, maybe 30 bucks, worst case scenario. So on top of that, I'm picturing myself in the $50 to $60 range of a final price on this, which still wasn't very smart on my part, because $60, knowing what it comes with, the gamble I'm taking, and then the potential resale value of it, if it works, tape compartment has to work to make this, worth something, because I'm not bundling it with tapeless setup. So that should have been, but it should have been my first, hey, let's just back up. But when I won it for 20, I put in I think I put my max bid at 25 or somewhere around there, won it for 22. I'm like, okay, cool. Worst case scenario, I'm around 60 bucks. It'll be fun. But then here's the problem. So, and I'm sorry I'm making this long-winded, but maybe it'll help somebody. Shipping generally consists of three things. Shipping is the weight of the product, the dimensions of the box, and the distance it's being traveled. Those are the three main core components of what cost, how shipping is going to be calculated in terms of cost. The fourth thing that screwed me up on this one is the location of the place that UPS or the shipping service has to pick up from. So that means that I've sold stuff in closer to me. Maybe let's use an example of like Montana, where there's not much. So isolated areas or desolate areas where they don't travel too much, that's going to increase the price. So it can even be a closer location, and if it's an desolated or just not a common place, like I said, the price is going to go up. And you don't run into that a lot, but it happens. And that's exactly what happened in this case. So another thing on top of that is when you do an auction with a third-party company, one of two things from them. The auction house is either going to provide the shipping, which is nice, because generally, not always, but again, just generally, the price is cheaper if the auction house does the shipping, because they generally don't charge for materials, packing stuff. They might have that stuff laying around. So, and if they do, it's a lesser cost. So it's always nice. But in this case, this company did not do any shipping. So they passed it off to an independent UPS store who does all the shipping for them. And that's where this got crazy, because I've just got a note here, and I'll put this up on the screen too, but you can see that on independent UPS stores, they can kind of charge whatever they want. They can set their margins within probably where UPS wants them to, but I bet they have a little leniency on what they can charge as well. So, like the box for this was $5.55 or $5.50. I'm just gonna guesstimate here, or round. The packing material, $6.34. The fees, $9.44. So this is what screwed me up, was the shipping ended up being $75.89, which brought this to a final price of $101.19. So that's where my emotions got involved, because when you do auctions, sometimes you just want to win. And after it's over, you kind of have that buyer's remorse where you're like, this was a dumb decision. I spent way too much, because at $101.19, I really would be shocked if this thing works. And these are, I think it's just human nature. I've done a lot of these. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and you still are just going to make errors. You just hope that over time, the amount of errors, obviously, that you make are a lot less than the ones you don't make. So, yeah, just... but I wanted to show this for the reason of, I don't want... This is fun to me at the end of the day. This is a lot of fun just seeing. I don't know what all is going to be included with it. So I don't want it to always just look like, hey, I'm unboxing these camcorders and I'm doing everything right and they always work. This one probably won't. Even if it does, on $101.19, $100, the value of this can't be much more than that. Maybe if I'm lucky, $150. And then after we put it on eBay fees and all that stuff, I'm not making. So you always want to, it's more fun when you can make some money and it works. But like I said, I honestly, I don't really care. I want them to, but if they don't, they don't. That's just the way it goes. Certain ones like this, I just don't care. So sorry about all that. I just kind of wanted to explain. Maybe that'll help somebody. You just gotta stay as less emotionally attached to auctions as you can. have a parameter of what you want to spend, do as much homework as you can, and there's going to be certain situations where you do as much as you can, and it like this, I think, but I probably could have done more. So let's get on with it. It came from a UPS store, so the packaging is great. I can't, it's good. It's really good. So that's perfect. Yeah, that's it. Let's take a look and see. Side. Yeah, so I've got packing paper, I got bubble wrap, and I know all that stuff costs money. Packing supplies and materials aren't cheap, but $75 for shipping. $55 or $53 for the shipping, and then the material costs on top of that. I think that's super high. Oh my gosh. Alright, so just give me a minute here to figure out where the heck the tape is. And this is another thing. We're doing this stuff with buying and reselling and doing eBay. I don't like to just tear into these because packing materials are expensive. So if I can preserve any of this stuff, I always do it. I'll just reuse it. Take the tape off as best I can. That box down there, I can just black out all the stuff that I wrote on it, or wrap it in like paper. I might not be able to with this one. Sometimes the tape that they use just gets so stuck that it's nearly impossible to, but if I can, I do. So I'm gonna try as much as I can. Good, and they used a ton of tape. Yeah, when you go to buy bubble wrap at the stores, boxes aren't too bad. But bubble wrap, tape, all that stuff adds up over time. I covered the shipping and stuff, pretty quick. So if aside from like the camcorder and stuff, if people, if you guys ever have any questions on shipping, because there's a lot more that goes into it that I didn't cover. I tried to just give the basics on some of that stuff. You have instances where there's dimensional weight on stuff, where it could be a really light package, but it's light, but the size of the box is larger, and then that influences price. So let me try to cut some of these. I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of this. All right, here's the bag. In the picture, it looked really rough, and yeah, it's not good, but it's not really all that bad. I think the majority of this stuff that I'm seeing on the front is just dirt, and a lot of times I find that people don't really care too much about the condition of the bag. They're more concerned, obviously, with the other stuff. So this is actually super good. AVs, still good. Those are always good to have. There's the tape. Here's the remote, which was sealed. Let's go in the front compartment here. Oh, this is kind of good too. Actually, this is a lot better than I thought. Here's the charger, and in the picture, I could see just the edge, and it looked like there was a lot of scuffs on it, but to be honest, I think it was just dust, man, because it looks pretty good, and the paper wrap, or the wrapping is still around it. Okay, well that's kind of, it's good. strange, but good. It's nothing, that's just the bag. And then there's packaging. Hopefully there's an extra. I can't remember in the picture. I think there was a battery. No, there wasn't. And this is good because this is the L series batteries. And I was thinking it was going to take like the VHS-C style batteries. Those things never work. The factory ones. I find that like 9 times out of 10. To be honest, I should say 10 out of 10 because I don't think I've ever found the older style VHS-C and older style Sony batteries. I don't think I've ever found one that worked. L series, much better in terms of possibility. So that's all good there. What's on this side? Yeah, this was the old like coax, I think. Hook up to it, AV to coax to hook it up to an older, really much older TV. That shows how early of a Hi8 this one is. What the hell? Oh, this is one of those. This is one of those. These are actually kind of cool. I've never used one, but it's interesting. So this is an L series battery that runs off AA's, 6 AA's. I'm gonna have to try. I would assume that it just demolishes AA batteries, but I could be wrong. I got plenty of batteries, so I've never used one of those. Although I think I've came across a few. Oh, sick. 2025. So I've spoke about this a couple times in my past videos. This is the little lithium battery, like a watch or a clock battery that you can replace on them that holds like the date and time and menu functions. So certain ones take a different one, but I just had an extra. And just paper. So regardless, that's pretty sick. In case it's dead, I could change it. I should do that in the future with even other ones that, if I can, other ones that I come across where it's dead. So, what we got up here? Another tape that's opened. Don't know if there's any. Yeah, it might be it might be stuff recorded to that one. Here is the shoulder strap. All this stuff appears to be, in good condition. I might be going too fast on some of these if I am. Sorry. Okay, and then the no. What I got here? This is the 530. 530. 330s are, I don't always have like the best faith in the 330s, but anything above that, good chance that this will charge and work. And then is that it? Can I get on to the camcorder? I think so. All right, I'm gonna set the bag off to the side and, oops, get my first impressions of this. And I have to say, it looks nice. It's crazy, man. I built up all this like hype of it being not in good condition. And you can see from the pictures, it's just all I had to go by. It. The presentation was horrible, but the condition of this is great. That doesn't mean it's gonna work. I'm just looking over things. All right, what I think I'm gonna do, I can see a tape in here. But it looks nice. I'm gonna leave the lens cap open because there's only one small like speck of maybe, I don't know, debris. Doesn't look like dirt. Sometimes like a water droplet spot or something like that. It's just only slightly dirty. So let's put it over here. Hopefully you guys can see. I always do that. I'm gonna let that spin. In the meantime, since it's an L series, I'm gonna grab I am seeing as it spins, there's a little bit of wear around the front, the shell, silver shell of the lens around the top of it. And who knows what that's from. Could be use, could be just putting it inside and outside of the bag. Maybe it scrapes up against something. There's a little scratch on the LCD door side here that right above, or yeah, right above like the power switch. That's really cosmetically, that's all I'm seeing. Let me grab a battery here. Yeah. But it is, like I said, it's an early Hi8. I didn't even look at the model number. I gotta check that. So, I think that's good, right? Yeah, it's in pretty good condition, so I'll shut that off. And this is the, gosh, so much glare. TRV 82. So, yeah, TRV 82. Let me just try to, you know, just clean this up a little bit. Microfiber on the front, and that's just a small, I'm being really critical here, which, you know, I just like to do. I mean, perfect lens. I don't think any of these, I think these are literal scratches on the front. Let me try to put this, maybe you can see those there and there if it didn't pick up on the secondary camera. Let me switch this back off. Yeah, let's power it up. This is nice too, the wrist strap. A lot of times those are just wrecked, deteriorated over time. So I'm thinking, you know, where this was stored, although maybe dusty, maybe it was, you know, the climate was climate controlled well. So, okay, let's put a battery in. Is this battery charged? I think it has charge to it. So it's on. I want to see first how much, hopefully there's some charge to this. 3140. So I've got an error code right off the bat. Let me try to eject the tape. I don't know what 3140 is. Tape does not look like it has been, shut the LCD. It's not eaten or anything. Let me try to touch the pinch roller is secured and it's in there good. So I'm hoping that it was one of the, I'm hoping it's one of those instances where the tape has been left in here. Maybe the oils or the lubricants of the tape just maybe popped an error. Let's go over first, before we do that, before I go into the tape compartment any further, let's just see how the camera functions. Good, I got plenty of charge on the battery. So you can see there. It's kind of tough because I have to see too. I want to try the zoom. And I'm getting zoom on here. I need another camera, almost like a top down or something where I could put it like this. That would be sick. But so the zoom is good. Let me try the volume buttons. Hopefully that's showing. And then the brightness of the LCD is also working. Yeah, I'm gonna look into a top-down camera because turning this constantly to show is kind of annoying to do. So that's good. Let's see where the menu is. Menu is right here. I'm gonna show the buttons on the inside of the camcorder there. So it's not a audible. Oh my. Yeah, this is always tough. So let me go here. Wait, can you do menu while it's... Oh, dude, I'm an idiot. That's why I wrote dumb on the box. I was hitting end search. I was hitting the button above it. That's why I need a top down. Wait, can you not do menu when it's flipped? Okay, regardless. There. The scroll wheel is good as well. Like I've mentioned in the past, sometimes those get jittery and you just barely press the scroll wheel and the menu functions are jumping all over the place. Take menu off, picture effect. I'm just going to show, I'll turn it to, let's do solarize. So I just selected that one. Solarize is good. Let's take the picture effects off. The record mode is set proper. This one has the 3 different start-stop modes where press it once to start, press it once to stop, and I'm referring to the record button. You also have another option where you press and hold in to record. And then when you release, it stops. And then the third option is the 5-second delay where you press once to record, then it waits 5 seconds, then it starts recording, and you press it once to stop. I always just like the start-stop feature, which is the topmost setting. Steady shot is on. We have a date and time, display title, a 16:9 wide mode. A lot of times I don't go over all of these button presses. Like I said, if one works on the inside, about a 99% chance the other ones are going to work too. On the back here, program AE, solid backlight, solid fader. Yeah, of course. Okay, let's look at the viewfinder. This is one of those that's interesting. It doesn't come on until you put your eye up to it. It's color, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully you can see. It's always a tough one. So good shape as far as all the functions. I'm going to listen to the tape compartment one more time. So no indication of, like, there's no sounds that would lead me to believe that there's any type of issue, but C codes are crazy. That's how Sony gives you the indication that there's a problem with the tape compartment, or a problem maybe in other areas, is with the C:31:, and then different error codes. Let me put this on the VTR playback mode. So my lights are indicating up there. It's great. Turn this back off. I'm going to show you some of the ports. It's traditional composite AV out with S-video. Then down below, I believe, is either the mic or the headset jack. Sorry, my eyes are horrible. I can't read that. I should know by the green, but I don't. And what's this one? This is mic, so that's probably, yeah, it's headphones. Sorry, there's a little indicator right beside it. If I would have saw that. And then the red one is the mic right there if you want to use a... Oh, I had it on autofocus. Let me check. Check the manual focus. There we go. And then how is that controlled? That's with this scroll wheel right here. So I'll put it on out of focus. Probably in now. Yeah. So sorry, I'm going over those quick, but I think, like, this isn't crucial stuff that I need to super show people. And then the accessory shoe on top. I'm gonna take this off. I don't even know. I think that was like his ladling, person's ladling. I don't know. It's interesting. But a little bit of residue on the bottom from that sticker. Okay, let's try another tape. Hopefully, I just need to clean it with a cleaning tape, and then sometimes you have to get in there manually and clean it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So this is, I'm not going to try the cleaning tape yet because I want to see if it gives me that same error. This is a different tape, and this tape is brand new. I'm still really shocked at the condition of this. Not horrible, just a little loud in there. No error code though. Loaded the tape. Recording. Sometimes why I don't like the motors running that loud, there are certain older Sony camcorders that just run loud, camcorders in general. And that's just the way they are, the way they were built and designed, they're just loud. But sometimes that hum from the motor can be picked up on the recording. So I'll just be quiet. Okay, and we'll see if it does. Okay, so I mean it recorded. Let's go to playback. I'm gonna rewind it all the way up here. That sounded good. Play. Let me turn up the, I think the volume's good. I don't know exactly, there it is. I don't think my recording started right at the beginning of the tape. That's why the static was there. I'm guessing that error code was just thrown because the tape, I'll research it further, but just my first just gut feeling is that maybe from the tape being left in there so long. I'm gonna hook it up to the TV and then we'll turn up the volume. I'll replay this and we'll see if we can hear the motor hum. But I'm not seeing so far. That was it. I'm not seeing any glitching, no more error codes. And after the video, you know, every camcorder I always take out, I'll do some shooting around the neighborhood with it just to make sure. I usually try to go out for like an hour, just film some stuff and make sure it's operating, you know, really 100% or close to it. You know what I mean? These are all used, so I mean, it's like, can't ever tell. I do my best, right? Okay, I'm not gonna clean it with the cleaning tape. I'm not gonna try that tape. What I'm gonna do is hook it up to the TV now. Let me switch this off so I don't get any feedback. I'm only gonna do composite out. I'll test the S video after the fact. I don't have an S video up front. I'd have to run one to the back, which I guess I could. And then I always capture This using the Sony. I'll look up the model number, the DVAC dash whatever. It's the analog to Firewire converter. That's how I get the footage into the PC. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. See if we can hear the audio through it. Turn this one down too. Sorry about that. I'm gonna pause it. So pause up top works. I'm gonna stop it. And then I'm gonna play it one more time. I'm not gonna rewind it, just so I test a few more of those buttons. Sometimes why I don't like the motors running that loud. There are certain older Sony camcorders that just run loud. Camcorders in general. And that's just the way they are. The way they were built and designed. They're just loud. But sometimes that hum from the motor can be picked up on the recording. I'm just going to let it play through. I'm going to see if I can hear that. If we can hear it. Okay. And we'll see if... Let me do it again. It's faint. I think it's there, but I think it's like super, super faint. And I don't know how much I'm hearing from just feedback, you know, just audio in general that's... and that's just the way they are, the way they were built. Because see, the audio, my audio, it's picking up very well. That hum from the motor can be picked up on the recording. So just be quiet. I think at this point, I don't know, I haven't worked with this camcorder specific, so I don't know if that's... I'm just going to stop this one. I don't know if that's just how this one is, or... I think it's there faint. I'm just going to be honest. I think it's there faint, but I think it would be... I don't think that's, in my opinion, I don't think it is a defect. I think it's the way the camcorder was made and the age of it. And again, I'm not trying to lie about nothing. I could be wrong. And if I am, correct me. I can... Something I should try to do too. I should have tried to clean the LCD, but regardless, I'm just tangenting at this point. Anyways, I don't think... Yeah, again, just my gut reaction, gut feeling is that the age of the unit, because no other, nothing else that I've done so far with it has given me any, you know, I know the drum isn't running there and stuff, but there isn't any other thing going on that would tell me or give me an indication that, yeah, I think that this is an issue. I've had camcorder. I definitely have had Sonys in the past. Earlier ones, like the older style Video 8s, like the black ones that are 90s style. Certain ones of those I've had that ran super loud. So I think that what I ultimately is, this is at the user's discretion. Some people care about that stuff. Depends on what it's going to be used for. And then there's other people who are probably going to say that's irrelevant. Just a little bit of wear also on this top panel where the the buttons are, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to pick that up. I'm just being so hypercritical on this stuff. Little bit of wear up here on the buttons, the button area. But like I said, I'll go out and shoot with it, but I am shocked, man. This is crazy. I thought for sure this thing was just gonna come out beat and, you know, pinch roller be, the lock pin be broke, the tape compartment doesn't work. I kind of thought it would probably power on, because most of the time they do. I've only had a small percentage of Sony camcorders that I've came across that didn't power on. Usually it's just the tape compartment that is bad. All other features seem to work, short of it really just being broken by somebody. So yeah, this is cool. Hopefully the weather holds up. We have some rain here, so I'm not going to go outside and shoot if it's rainy. But I will get some footage and put up. So, dude, this is insane. Once again, I think I'll cut it here. I don't think I'm missing anything else that I probably am. I'm sure I'm probably missing something, forgetting to go over. Where the hell is the... Oh, no way. So, yeah, this uses the other style power brick. I was a little confused because typically they have the small jack power input, but this one uses the other power supply where it's a pseudo or fake battery that plugs into the unit and then you plug the brick into the wall. So, yeah. Apologize, you know, just hit me up in the comments if there's something you want me to, you know, check, or, yeah, there it is, or that I forgot that I should be aware of for future videos and stuff. But once again, if you guys are, I wanted it not to work because I don't want them to be like always just working and stuff. I wanted there to be some like showing you guys that like, but I've been doing this for a long time. This one should have not worked, to be honest, but it did, so that's cool. I can't be upset at that. If you guys are finding any value in these videos, if you enjoy them, maybe subscribe to the channel, give me a like. Questions, comments, of course, leave down below. I still have like 12 or 13 more camcorders to unbox, so hopefully I can get out and shoot with this one today, and maybe I can get another video recorded this week. I'd like to get caught up on these, so once again, I appreciate you guys for, you know, watching. Anybody who's left comments or had questions or whatever, that's cool too. I super appreciate it, and yeah, I'll be back for another video in the future. Until then, have a good one.